From discovering a lost tribe to solving decade-long mysteries, these are the times when YouTubers make one in a billion discoveries. In 2023, a YouTuber who goes by the name Connor Kelly visited an abandoned mine in Nevada. He visited this mine with his group to see what wonders they could discover. When they arrived at the mine, they found a small entrance hidden between the hills.
Okay, so in the video you're about to see, what we do is we head down into there.
This dead end.
I see some pretty crazy stuff. It's cool.
They walked in and didn't think too much of it. Everything looked normal, for a mine at least. It was dark and silent and filled with loose rocks and abandoned structures. With their torchlights, they were able to make their way through the rubble. Until they saw a reflection that startled them, but that wasn't even the craziest part. Right after sighting that reflection, they saw a pile of kids' shoes surrounded by bones from different parts of the body.
Oh, Jesus, what the? It's shoe.
Oh,
look, it's not like a fossil, dead animal, or human.
Okay, wait, don't move, Wyatt.
The whole group was in utter shock. How did so many kids' shoes end up in a mine? Was this a serial killer drop spot?
Like ribs and stuff.
Yeah, dude, let's let Shane take point here. I think that's Wyatt. Did you take a picture of that, Shane, Connor? I've been videotaping everything. It's wet. Something's freshly come up. Is the dirt wet right there?
All these questions remain unanswered to date because they reported this discovery to the police, and the police said they were not interested in the case.
That looks wet right there.
That's a bone right there. Actually, there's quite a few bones in this.
No, it looks like a cow or a horse. There's no adult shoes in there. There are no adult shoes. The size of it's all small.
It is gonna be great. So we can't trust this.
Maybe they thought it was a prank. Maybe they knew a dark secret about the McCoy mines. We may never know. But this next discovery is nothing but scary and will terrify you. A YouTuber who goes by the name Dateline420 went hiking in the woods on the border of a park in Suffolk County, New York, when he found trees decorated with images of people, but not just any people. It was later confirmed that these were actual missing people from all across the United States from different years.
Look what these f***ing are. Anyway, I'll cut right to the chase because I might die. Look. Look where the f*** we are.
Who would do such a thing? Could it have been the kidnapper? Was it a prank? If it was a prank, it sure as hell is a terrible, terrible one.
Who the f*** does something like this? What the f*** is going on in here? This is Utah, Florida. They're all different. They're all f***ing different. Every single one.
Near this area were some food and blankets, like someone had just recently been there. There was also a weird-looking trap. Everything just seemed sketchy.
The video's not doing it justice, but this bundle of sticks, they're lashed together. That's a cage of some kind, or a hut, or a lean-to or something.
The YouTuber reported his discovery to the police and they did their investigations. Authorities later informed him that the homeowner of the adjacent property is claiming this was set up for a Halloween party and that it would be taken down after Halloween. They are not investigating further.
A.C. Peterson, 23 years old, missing from Illinois, 2007. Oh, I heard voices. We have to get the f*** out of here.
The pictures looked like they had been out for a long while, and they were also set up at least a month before Halloween. Why would the police just dismiss the case? Another mystery that we may never uncover. Next, we have this chilling moment when two YouTubers unknowingly solve a missing persons case. Clicks and Lacey were streaming on a random day in Miami when a teenager, later announced to be 17 at the time, approached them and was speaking gibberish.
Hey, are you sparring, bro? Are you sparring?
Yo, you good, bro?
Good what?
You get a batting?
No, not as real. What?
Bro, are you good?
I'm a sparring.
No, you are not, dude.
The boy had a little conversation with them and then left. Now, although they were confused, they still engaged in a conversation with him. Little did they know that their 3-minute conversation was going to save his life. After that stream, the YouTubers got an email from a family member who saw his brother on their stream. His brother mentioned that the missing teenager was schizophrenic, not on drugs, and that his case had been put on homicide back home in Michigan. Clicks and Lacey put out word on all their social media platforms, hoping someone eventually finds the missing boy. He was later identified identified as Troy Coleman and reunited with his family after 3 months of going missing. In 2024, the Bearded Explorer, a YouTuber that uploads videos of him exploring weird and abandoned places, made a 1 in a billion discovery on an abandoned barn.
Today we are exploring one of the most incredible discoveries I have ever made. This lance here must be worth an absolute fortune. Fraser Nash. That is not what I think it is. I think this could be the Nadia Silver Ray. Another Bentley. Cannot believe I've just found an Aston Martin Lagonda. I think I may have just found the greatest discovery in my career.
This treasure trove had about 40 abandoned classic cars in it, including a one-of-a-kind Nardi Silver Ray, a Fraser Nash, a one of only 2 ever made, Aston Martins, Bentleys, BMWs, Mercedes, and a highly sought-after Ferrari, which together could be worth millions.
If that is genuine, if that is the car I think it is, then my God, we have just made one of the most incredible discoveries. It's got Nadia on the number plate too. I think this is the car.
Some of these vintage cars date back as far as the early 1900s. People haven't seen or heard of these cars in decades now. This YouTuber found about 40 of them, just abandoned.
And we've got some lovely paintings here, some really, really nice ones. Some really cool posters. This one here is from Monaco, 1989. Wow. Lord Montague Bewley.
These cars look like they haven't been driven in decades, and they all still look good. According to the YouTuber, the cars are now in safe hands. Maybe the government claimed them, maybe the owner did. All we know is that they have been taken care of. Another YouTuber, John Allen Chow, set out on a journey to a mysterious island. There he found an uncontacted tribe and soon discovered why they had been that way for years. The tribe of North Sentinel Island was protective of outsiders. They wouldn't let anyone on their island. Unfortunately, John was more passionate about spreading the gospel than he was about protecting his life. He visited the island illegally to teach them about Christianity, even though he knew there was going to be a language barrier. Unfortunately, the Sentinelese didn't take John as an exception. Even with his pure intentions, they ended.
In the first place, they cheerily waited us on the shore and they indicated their presence by walking down towards the beaches and then disappear.
John wrote his final thoughts in his journal. Another YouTuber who goes by the name YBS also found a tribe that had been forgotten for centuries on the islands of Vanuatu. The tribesmen of Vanuatu Island were more receptive to the YouTuber. They celebrated him, dined with him, and allowed him to live amongst them as one of them.
Also one chief, that is Nasara. But then people follow me. You will welcome you to us.
That's amazing.
Speaking of missing people, in 2018, Jared Lysek, an Oregon-based scuba diver, started cleaning up local rivers and posting videos of the underwater adventures to his YouTube channel.
All right, let this be John here. Huh? All right, here's the car. All right. Red in color is the top of it. And
But he has since found over 20 people who have been declared missing by their family members for years, buried under these waters. And one of the oldest missing person cases is John Atkins, a 38-year-old man way back in 1973.
We had no idea about this qualification. It's so old that it was never in the reference system. So the information we provide thus far has made us aware, so that way it's really changed the way that we search on this one. But with your father, you know, we want to be very specific in searching for him, that even after all these years later, with him going missing in 1973, there's still a chance that we can find him. You know, the car is definitely going to be a lot more deteriorated. It's not going to come out like these cars.
The diver and his group helped the son find closure and reunite with his dad 50 years later.
So at 38 years old, previous heart attack, how do you feel like this, you know, has affected you through the years growing up?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You know, once an event happens, you can't go back and know what's going to happen the other way.